What were we to think? They must have got her, taken her back to her rightful home. We ain't much for pleasantries. The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way. One last shard. It's all we need to put this mess behind us. And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand. Zulf said the calamity failed, and he's right. The Ura stand as living proof of that. Can't turn back now. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. The calamity can be undone, but it's important to understand why it happened. Zulf said the calamity failed, and he's right. The Ura stand as living proof of that. You can't turn back now. At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. Put a lot of folks against that problem. Scientists, soldiers, spies, even me. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We traveled near as far as the kid's going right now. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. We have to do this. The calamity can be undone, but it's important to understand why it happened. Zulf said the calamity failed, and he's right. The Uras stand as living proof of that. We can't turn back now. At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We never wanted to go to war again. We wanted to rule it out. put a lot of folks against that problem. Scientists, soldiers, spies, even me. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We traveled near as far as the kid's going right now. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough. But it didn't come from one of our people. We have to do this. The calamity can be undone, but it's important to understand why it happened. Zulf said the calamity failed. And he's right. The Uras stand as living proof of that. At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We traveled near as far as the kid's going right now. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough. But it didn't come from one of our people. It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer. With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnels shut. In a flash. Just like that, every last Ura living in the Tassel terminals will be gone. This discovery was never to be used, they said, except as a last resort. But Ven didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own. He sabotaged the Mancer's little science project, set it to blow up in their faces. Imagine how Ven must have felt when they finally made him pull that trigger. But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard. You can't turn back now. Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. choice but to pick up where the Calamity left off. First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing. See ya. The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move, but we knew ours already. We talk a little, here and there. Finders keepers. There's something we had to do before going after that last shard. Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. The Calamity did something wrong with some of them rocks. He finds his moment to strike. Gets his hands on the care package I sent him. Found a way to keep the Calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy, even. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Those rocks are like tumors, the same kind we are implanted with Bastion. Break enough of those things and the Calamity rocks slink back into the ground. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. Those rodents are just a bump in the road. When the Ura attacked, we took it hard. And now, it's personal for him, and it's personal for me. He finds his moment to strike. The Calamity did something wrong with some of them rocks. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. They never saw him coming. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time. The Ura found a way to keep the Calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They got their own security and everything. pretty fancy. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the calamity rocks slink back into the ground. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattletail heads on the kid. When the Ura attacked, we took it hard. And now, it's personal for him, and it's personal for me. We get straight down to business. It's not the time to get reckless. The calamity did something wrong with some of them rocks. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time. The Ura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy, even. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. The Ura keep hanging on to their barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. They're easy targets. When the Ura attacked, we took it hard. And now, it's personal for him, and it's personal for me. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. Ura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy, even. They've got these conductors that are what's keeping the place together. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattle-tailed pets on the kid. To the terminals must know he's in town. The Ura keep hanging on to their barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. They're easy targets. Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside. Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid. They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. Did the Ura really think we just turn around and walk away? Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over. Suppose old Zulf should have got to know us better. Zulf, the Ura, they have every reason to be angry. Beyond angry. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns. All those dreams, snuffed out in the calamity, will bring them back. When the Ura attacked, we took it hard. And now, is personal for him, and it's personal for me. He finds his moment to strike. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. When the Ura attacked, we took it hard. And now, it's personal for him, and it's personal for me. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time. The Ura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the calamity rocks slink back into the ground. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. The Ura keep hanging on to their barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther. They're easy targets. Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside. Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. Did the Ura really think we just turn around and walk away? Suppose old Zulf should have got to know us better. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns. He sees the Tazzle terminals loom large on the horizon. There's nothing standing in his way no more. Way out there on the edge of the world. That's where he finally finds you. But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time. Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now. Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people. You had to see if everything Zulf wrote to you was true. Part of the rippling walls floated by, so I caught the kid's old knapsack. It's hard to sleep easy these days, what with everything that's happened. Zulf. Very soon the kid's gonna have to face that man again, for the last time. They met on the worst day of Zulf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away. Taught him an old trick from a galleon gunner I once knew. On the inside, a fire bellows ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin. Without an insulated air intake, that thing's liable to blow up on you. To master the musket, you gotta get rid of the recoil. Sure you didn't drop that twangy thing on purpose? Just to see if he'd go after you? They lost everything, didn't they? But they just keep on fighting like that's gonna bring it all back. Oh, his manners ain't so bad. The city, its riches nothing but fragments now. The country, she's all the pieces now, but still looking good. I don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember? Keep your chin up, kid, I tell him. It wasn't fixed, it was unbroken. Javel. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view. We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight. We could always see the stars, we just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. They said the wild could never be tamed, if only they could see us now. Once the kid gets that last shard from Zulf, it'll all be over. I can't hear him at all anymore. He's too far away. But he'll be alright. Just needs to get that shard from Zulf and come on home. No telling where the kid is now. But he'll be all right. The calamity hit the Tassel terminals hardest of all. You know why Zulf went back there. All his old friends and family were there. Zulf must be there all alone, just waiting. You know what's funny? Well, look around. There's not much left to do here at the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. Zealandia will be whole again. Problem is, we'll all be gone. Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You'll be your old self again. Mistakes. Anyone you've ever hurt. Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. You won't be long now. All of this will just stop. When we're finished, everything will change. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You'd be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. Come on, keep your chin up. No mistakes. Anyone you've ever hurt. Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. You won't be long now. When we're finished, everything will change. All of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You'd be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. No mistakes. Anyone you've ever hurt. Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. Come on, keep your chin up. Who am I kidding? Look. There's something else. A confession. How come I know so much about the Bastion? You follow me? Well, design the place, but that's beside the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing? The answer is... I don't know. You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's all right. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. The weight of the calamity. It's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go. Bastion does have another function, strictly speaking. If ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off away from here. Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city. Together. You know Zulf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you? Zulf and the Ura, all they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zulf dedicated his life to lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia. Zulf ain't lost every shred of decency, though, has he? He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid. For Zulf, this ain't a personal matter. Simple matter of pride, either. One thing's for sure, the Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zulf all the way home. Kid saved Zulf once, but I don't think he'd make the same mistake. I wouldn't. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you? Kid's probably dealt with Zulf by now. He reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days? Hey, kid. Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I say get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Hey, kid. You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you. Always wondered what the motherland was like. Not that it matters anymore. Zulf only brought more ruin to the Ura. No wonder they didn't take kindly to him. You've got one thing left to do, so you hang on to that badge. Besides, you earned it. Don't let anything you've done get to you. You can save all those creatures here and now.
You made it. So, let's see. You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes. If I could be any place I wanted, I'd stay right here. We could go anywhere in the world. Zulf tried to talk me into joining him. I tried to talk him out of it. I guess we both failed. When I finally found my people, I told them we could help. They just took me for a traitor. Glad you showed up. Any moment I'd want to live again happened after the calamity, not before.
Here I figured you'd had enough of me by now. You could have undone the calamity itself, but instead you want to stay. like this. I gotta admit, kid, I ain't yet put much thought in that idea. But carrying on, with you here, we can't go back no more. But I suppose we could go wherever we please. And if anyone's left out there, I sure would like to see the look on their faces when we dock this thing right on that doorstep. Getting ahead of myself, though. I'm gonna need a first mate. What do you say?